Hello, welcome to this class on the digestive system. Okay, so this class is about 6-mark questions and how to answer them on the digestive system. So we'll start looking at some of the questions. Okay, right. I'm sharing my screen. Yeah, that's correct. So in this question, so 6-mark questions, you have to read really carefully to actually know what they are, what is being asked. It's really common for people to misread the question. So let's read it carefully. So in this question, you'll be assessed on using good English, organising information clearly, and using specialist terms where appropriate. Okay, so you'll be asked not just on your knowledge, but the way you write it. So you have to make sure it makes sense when you write it. So different parts of the human digestive system help to break down molecules of fat so that they can be absorbed by the body, absorbed into the body. Describe how. And to gain full marks, I've got extra guidance. Okay, to gain full marks, you should refer to, this is obviously very helpful, this bit. Number 1, the enzyme and where the enzyme is produced, the products of digestion, and other chemicals involved. Okay, so you need to feature the enzymes. So always have a look at this, make sure you've answered it, and so that you've included something of the answer something to do with this in your answer. Enzyme. Products, so products of digestion is what's produced, and any other chemicals involved. So the best thing to do with the digestive system is kind of start where the actual digestion starts. So a lot of people miss this out, but it's actually in the mouth. Okay, so let's write that down. This is a 6-mark question, so it's a bit of a longer response. Okay, so digestion starts in the mouth. Okay, so the mouth mechanically breaks down. Okay, breaks down the food. Okay, so there's no fat emulsifying enzymes in the mouth. Okay, because there's amylase, but that digests carbohydrate. There's no lipase in the mouth. Okay, so there's no enzymes that produce fat emulsification. It's about breakdown of molecules of fat. Okay, I didn't ask. So if I asked about carbohydrate, we would have put amylase to break it down, or carbohydrates. Didn't ask about protein. Okay, so that would have been protease. Okay, so let's do the next thing. Okay, so after the mouth, the next thing is what goes down the esophagus, but that doesn't do anything to do with digestion. So mechanically, so let's add a little bit to this. So chewing, okay, and break. So yeah, physical breakdown by the teeth. We can't just swallow anything whole, otherwise we'll choke, wouldn't we? By the teeth. Okay, so then it goes to the stomach. So the food passes down the esophagus, okay, into the stomach. So what happens here? So food is broken down. So it's broken down both chemically and mechanically by the stomach. Mechanically by the stomach as it churns, so sort of, it's a bit like a sort of washing machine motion. It churns the food down, around. It also chemically breaks down food by dissolving it in hydrochloric acid. Dissolves in hydrochloric acid. So inside your stomach, very strongly acidic. Okay. Dissolving in hydrochloric acid. So, yeah, if you had a pH tester, so like when you look at a universal indicator in chemistry, it would actually be red. Okay, because it's so acidic inside your stomach. So you kind of know that when you get indigestion and it comes up into your throat. Okay, so the next thing, the pancreas, okay, produces produces lipase, which breaks down fats into fatty acids and glycerol. Like glycerol. Okay, so glycerol, it looks like glycerol. Okay, because the stomach doesn't actually absorb anything, okay, but it doesn't happen until the small intestine. Okay, so the liver, because remember the liver and pancreas are actually also parts of the digestive system. They don't directly absorb anything, but they produce important enzymes. So this is an enzyme. So this is an enzyme. So remember, lipase is a fat emulsifying is actually, or breaking down, emulsifying is actually what it does. It means emulsifying means making small droplets. So fat emulsifying enzyme. Okay. Which breaks down fats into fatty acids and glycerol. Okay, so the liver produces bile. Okay. The gallbladder stores bile. Okay, because the gallbladder is connected to the liver and the gallbladder stores bile. Okay, and the next thing, so from the stomach, the food passes into the small intestine. Right, so this is where it's going to be absorbed. Okay, so the actual intestine. What doesn't it like it? Oh, it's fine. There's some little records, anything. Okay, the food passes into the small. So yeah, in exam, because it's marking on English, try and spell things as best as you can. If you really can't, then if someone understands it, I'm sure they'll mark it correct. But it's more to do with it's how it's written. Okay, like full sentences, how I'm writing this is about good English. Bullet points just on their own, they won't get full marks. Okay, you might get some marks, but you won't get full marks for that because you might get it for the key words. Okay, from the start, food passes into the small intestine, where the fat is actually digested. Okay, in its broken down form. Okay, fatty acids. Okay, so something about the small intestine. So the small intestine is an interesting thing here is that fat is not soluble. That means it doesn't dissolve in water. Okay, fat is not soluble in water, but fatty acids and glycerol are. Okay, so fat cannot be digested straight away. Digested before breaking it down. Okay. So small intestine has a large surface area. I've got an N in it, so I keep looking at a word. I don't know how that got there. Okay, has a large surface area that allows the absorption. Remember the large surface area, because it's got villi, so like little finger-like projections. So it has villi on the walls to increase the efficiency, it's a good word, efficiency of digestion. Okay. So that would be a very good answer here. So digestion starts in the mouth, which I should say a bit better English here, which, because I can't type in quickly, which mechanically breaks down the food, chewing and physical breakdown by the teeth. The food passes down the esophagus into the stomach. Food is broken down mechanically by the stomach as it churns the food around. It also chemically breaks down the food by dissolving in hydrochloric acid. The pancreas produces lipase, so fat emulsifying enzyme, which breaks down fats into fatty acids and glycerol. Fat is not soluble in water, but fatty acids and glycerol are. So fat cannot be digested before breaking it down. The liver produces bile, the gallbladder stores bile. From the stomach, the food passes into the small intestine, where the fat is actually digested in its broken down form as fatty acids. Okay, the small intestine has a large surface area, it's got villi on the walls to increase the efficiency of digestion. Okay, so that would be worth 6 marks. Okay, right, next question. So, this is again, number 2. In this question, you'll be assessed on using good English, organising information clearly, and using specialist terms where appropriate. Mineral ions are important components of a healthy diet. Describe how the other components of the diet are important in keeping us healthy. So this is a bit more of an abstract one, isn't it? So in your answer, you should refer to the different components and why we need each component. So really we need to do all the other things apart from minerals. I mean, I can see why people get confused with this one. It's not a very exact answer. So let's start answering it. So it's kind of the things that you learn probably from quite a young age about carbohydrate, protein, and fat. Okay, so let's start answering that then. So in our diet, so as part of a healthy diet, we need, okay, so we're going to write down what we need. So carbohydrate, okay. Then what do they do? So carbohydrates, they provide energy. Energy for us, okay. Their energy release, also to build cells as well. There's a little bit of carbohydrates needed there. To build cells, we also need protein. Okay, to build muscles, we know it as muscles and cells and growth and repair. If you understand the question, it's actually quite an easy answer. If you don't understand the question, things are a bit there. So we need fat as well. Fat, we do need some fat, okay. So we actually do need some fats for growth, repair, to keep our bodies warm. We need some fat. Okay. Also need vitamins. So to allow the proper functioning of the body. Okay, so need to have different foods. So that's sort of general advice. Different foods are needed, which include all of the above. Also, an appropriate amount of calories and energy is needed for the lifestyle of the person. So, for example, a more active person, so you might be a sort of sports person, would need more carbohydrates than a less active person. Okay, we're asked to describe other components of the diet, which weren't to do with the mineral ions. Okay, so you can have a bit more detail with the vitamins. So vitamin C for a healthy, vitamin C and D, I'm going to put there, for a healthy immune system. And all the vitamins do different things. Vitamin B for nervous system development, that helps with the nervous system. There's lots of other vitamins, so just learning a few would be okay for this answer. So as part of a healthy diet, we need carbohydrates to provide energy for us and to build cells, protein to build muscles and cells and growth and repair, fat, growth and repair to keep our bodies warm, vitamins to allow proper functioning of the body, vitamin C and D for a healthy immune system, and vitamin B for nervous system. Different foods are needed to include all the above, using an appropriate amount of calories and energy is needed for the lifestyle of the person. For example, a more active person would need more carbohydrates than a less active person. Okay, so always remember in 6-mark questions to always read back, make sure you've answered it. Different components, yeah, I've done that, and why we need each component exactly. So thank you for joining this class. You've just looked at 2 6-mark answers. Let's put them on the screen there. I know it's recorded, so you can play it back. But it's good, obviously, to know all different types of question. Okay, so lots of other things could be asked. Okay, but you have to know, remember, the diet and about how the digestive system functions. So thank you for joining, and hope to see you in another class soon. I'm Laura Lewis. I didn't say my name at the beginning. So thank you and goodbye.